Lower bracket semi-final. Two legends of this game colliding in the first round of the lower bracket. It's Happy versus ReMinD. Both were absent from the game. Both had great times in like 2008 to 2010. Making deep runs at WCG and BlizzCon. ReMinD winning both of them. Happy got bronze medal in both of them. But since their comebacks, Happy was a little more successful than ReMinD. But let's see how ReMinD approaches Undead versus Night Elf here. Happy already disruptive right off the bat.
Going for a bit of a gamble here, looking for the Ancient of War cancel. Don't think the damage is quite enough to force the cancel, but certainly will be enough to force repair. Oh, the second creep camp joins in. Rogue says, hello friends, I want to have some fun as well. Oh, Wisp coming out for the pull. It should be enough to save the Ancient of War. But yeah, definitely some repair will be required. Oh, the Ghoul! Woo, 4 HP. But yeah, this costs a ton of lumber, obviously, for Happy. Ghoul, the first unit to harvest lumber. And with that, tech for Happy will be very late. Has to go for a Necropolis. Chat, do you know why? Because a Necropolis costs 0 lumber. Only gold. I don't know exactly how much. It's like 215 or 225.
225.
Something like that.
Something like this, something like that.
You know.
So we have a Demon Hunter versus Death Knight opening. Super stressful for ReMinD. This is kind of Happy signature move oftentimes. With his patented aggressiveness. But the Lightning Shield works out nicely. A little bit of repair is required as you said, but still getting that level 2 fairly easy.
Oh, no! Ah, that is so painful.
Yes.
Like, you can give up maybe one Ancient of War denies, but not the big one, because that prevents level 2. The ring also, I mean, it's an okay item for the demon, but he would prefer damage for the early game especially. And the cloak. Certainly no DPS finds here, and more importantly, no level 2. Happy crept the Lightning Shield perfectly. Gets to level 2. Another downside of this Ghoul harass early is no Rods of Necromancy. So no skeletons to use. But of course you can do Lightning Shield creep just with the Ghouls. So who's going to tech faster here is the question. It should be ReMinD with the next Wisp finishing. Should have that tech coming in. But Happy is actually really close behind. Gonna start in just a second himself.
Yeah, he pulls out the Ghouls, creeps more. ReMinD clearing that camp already by luring out these trappers. Have a little bit of a field day. So that's level 2 for the demon. After
Happy's trying to sneaky go for the Renegade.
Ooh, can be punished.
Does he smell this? Oh, he does smell it! Wow! What a read by ReMinD with the Archer.
Okay. Oh, Lightning Shield as well! What a game, man. Again, these openings today are so fun.
But so far, Happy not even punished at all. Yeah. All the Ghouls are really hurt, but none of them die, thanks to Unholy Aura. Demon no boots yet. Can't find the chase down kills. And it's a nice little snipe. And of course, Flute. Great for the late game.
Yeah, for Fiends and Destroyers and Lich and everything. Hunter's Hall by ReMinD. A little early even. This looks like European 2014 meta. Okay. Ghouls again. ReMinD us to be careful not to be surrounded. But with boots, that's fairly easy, so he can be really annoying. Shop is coming up in the bag now as well. But Happy's momentum was stopped a little.
Same for the demon though, hasn't been creeping up much at all. He's going for the Renegade himself now. Nice little Lightning Shield creep there, helps out. Barely any damage on the demon. Gets the robe of the Magi. For him, pretty useless, but for a second hero, nice.
A player's forces are under attack.
Quite a few ghouls. Happy nowadays is very well known in this matchup for the Happy build with 4 to 5 ghouls only going into Fiends right away. Of course, that was not possible in this game with the early ghoul aggression. So Happy playing once again heavy ghouls, which is something that he rarely only does anymore. but it's one of the best. I'm still amazed at how well Happy mid-fight can split Frenzy Ghouls with 2 levels of aura, which is like lightning speed reactions. But yeah, his micro's pretty good. We have established that by now. Happy gets the Taskmaster as well. I'm surprised that ReMinD wasn't even looking at the enemy Taskmaster spot.
Me too. Because
With
look at this Naga.
oftentimes-
She's off the charts crazy already. It's like the Lich earlier for
Easy.
Happy.
Yeah.
Plus 12 plus orb damage. That would have been quite some kills here on the ghouls.
Fork Lightning first to speed up creeping. That's interesting.
That's new, yes. And claws.
Makes sense with all this int, I guess. He has high mana regen.
Oh, can he cancel the Slaughterhouse? Damage is all on the Naga, of course. But no repair possible during summoning.
Happy trying to creep the kobolds on the enemy side, but they are gone already. Interesting game. This is not normally what this matchup looks like nowadays. Tier 3 tech coming in for ReMinD. Double lores. Double lore into tech into shop. That's the build here for ReMinD. And finally level 3 demon. That's a big level up. Very strong now on the map. About to be, at least, with that level 2 mana burn. Happy also with his level 3. Oh, the demon pretty hurt. Archers might be exposed. One of them should be dying. Oh, not even coil required.
Ooh, going for the Naga
they get this
here.
round.
Nice block. But wiggles out of it.
Yeah, the demon healed up again from the Moonwells. That is not a fight Happy can take. His second hero still not here. Is it Frost Armor first? That would be quite funny. No, right? Oh, nice save of the ghoul, by the way. Excellent DK block. The big goat in the way.
Remo, it's not a goat. It's a dead horse. His name is... The lore nerds.
Ah, YouTube chat. Pretty good.
YouTube chat.
Ah, comments, right. We call that comments.
Oh, we had a nice comment today. It's like, I hope somebody digs a hole and dumps you two and you die. Okay. Thanks, man.
Ah, so heartwarming sometimes, this community.
In general, our YouTube comments are pretty good, so
Yeah.
A player's
thanks for
forces are
kind
under attack.
words in the YouTube comments. But yeah, once again, someone wishes us to be dead. That happens a couple of times.
We haven't gotten death threats yet, Neo.
No, we did.
need to catch up on that.
No, we did.
We did?
Yeah.
Oh, really? When?
Hidden behind the anonymous WGL summer survey.
Oh, cool.
But I didn't tell you to keep your mind clean.
Look at this Naga, dude.
I'm just
41 int.
It's pretty
41 int. That's crazy.
It's a lot of fork lightnings.
Good old Frenzy Ghoul push. Haven't seen this from Happy in a while. Oh, can't go for a third hero though because he's supply stuck. Normally with this you want to play a Naga third. But Happy's looking to kill what he can. One Dryad ensnared, but... Ensnare wears off. Dryad, whew! Counts the lucky stars and prances away. Sproing, 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 sproing.
Nice imitation of a Dryad movement sound. Level 2 for the Lich now. We have an expansion coming up by Happy. The third Necropolis in this game. That's why he has an account saying, I love Necropolis.
Just as he likes candies. Creepjack now coming in by ReMinD. Starts off with a few mana burns. Here we see the Frost Armor as well coming into play, but instantly dispelled from the Dryads. Those Dryads do die pretty quick, so does the Bear! Oh, nice staff. Don't have Master Training yet, as it seems. Actually, Master Training is ready. Ghouls not being sent into the Meat Grinder too easily. Nova hits the Archers again. Heal throw for Happy would be insane right now, but he doesn't have one.
Dude, he's
so far,
safe.
by the way, no Ghouls have died. Yeah, I know.
And nothing died. Okay, reveal now. But what?
Yeah. You remember how I talked about a Frenzy Ghoul micro?
Oh, it's so sick. Look at all of this. With the Naga, with Slow, with the Demon Hunter, with boots.
Yeah, when I play Undead, all my Ghouls die, but with Happy it looks different.
Yeah.
Expo cancelled though.
Forces are under attack.
Pretty easily done. Not too many resources lost by Happy. He cancelled that quickly, but about 100 or so still went down the drain.
And limited push potential now because all the ghouls are of course hurt. Soak up supply. Well, he thinks otherwise, apparently. Well, with a heal scroll, it works. And
Double heal scroll.
Double heal scroll.
And if you can micro the ghouls so well, like pull them out shortly before they die and then re-engage and then pop the perfect heal scroll, the value of this item can be outstanding.
Players'
Well,
forces are
always
under
is for a heal
attack.
scroll, pretty much. 50 versus 50 supply. But no third hero yet for Happy.
Is he going for it now? Then with break upkeep, he has he doesn't have the resources.
Oh, Happy's coming in for the flank. The Naga, dangerous position. Could be an easy surround on her. Misses it a couple of times. And now gives up on it. Going instead for the Bears in the back. Staff is ready again. Coilnova does not lead to a kill. More kills going the way of ReMinD instead. He gets level 4 on the Demon. The Reacher on the Bear running through, but the Coilnova does execute that one. TP out by ReMinD before he loses too much. One more Archer did die right there.
The town is under
Happy
attack.
didn't lose
Happy
anything.
only lost one Ghoul.
I'm not even sure if he lost the goal because his production is empty and he's at 50 supply.
Aim off the Destroyer.
Ah, okay. That's 2 supply then. Okay. Yeah, 2 fights and he lost 1
Players'
ghoul.
forces
That's
are
pretty
under
impressive.
attack.
Yep. And now, level 2 aura, these ghouls. So fast. Interesting that he's playing dual hero. Still no Naga. ReMinD again looking for the cancel. Happy might be doing the same as we do have a Tree of Life coming up in the north. So we have mirrored movements with mirrored results.
So, who's moving back first? Happy has a town portal.
Yeah, this is scary for ReMinD because he doesn't have a TP to get back, and Frenzy Ghouls take out your Moonwells really fast.
Yeah, he only had a staff.
Bears so slow sometimes. Oh, Mountain Giant. Cool.
A player's force.
Is it against the frenzy ghouls?
I mean, ghouls do like no damage because they have low damage values but high attack speed. But they, of course, MGs can always just get ignored, especially when it's only one MG. That's pretty easy to do. So in we go again. Demon taking quite the beating to begin with. Nice Fork Lightning, but the heal stroke counteracts a lot of that damage pretty quickly. MG comes up, takes some of the damage onto himself, but the Bears are getting focused out so quickly, and Happy still with a big force remaining. 4 Fiends still left. Another Zap finds more kills. And ReMinD falls back again.
Another missed surround here. Not sure if it's even worth it to focus on that Mountain Giant for so long, exposing your army. So far, taunt used again. You're right with the Bears, man. He just focuses them with pretty much everything. Then there's the staff, but that limits the ability to staff out the heroes.
Quick reactions here. ReMinD trying to save as many units as he can, but he only has 1 staff. No, he has double staff, in fact,
Yes.
but they're all on cooldown. So more Dryads are dying. When they're in range, they die very quickly here to the Fiends with damage upgrades and, of course, the Aura still. But ReMinD forcing some burrows with a few reveals. Perhaps he can find some kills. But, uh-oh, it's starting to fall apart. 31 supply only left for ReMinD. Where did his army go?
It's pretty insane how Happy can burrow these Fiends always and save them out of dicey situations. Expansion again. ReMinD scouts it, has to act now. He can't save his own expansion. Still no TP. Nova, level 2, unlocked with a level 3, and that's the Demon Hunter at 20%. Needs to be staffed out. And it's 20 supply lead for the Russian now. Luca D Supply, are you here?
Yeah, looking rough now for ReMinD. And the expansion, this is what it's going to finish. There's no canceling that. Happy with all the advantages in the world now. With his early game harassment style, Frenzy Ghoul push into a late game Fiend transition. Mana burns are good, but still the DPS greatly favors the undead. Like, what is this Knight of Army? There's just no damage here.
It's 2 heroes and a Mountain Giant. That's his army, if you can call it army.
And the nice thing is, when there's no Dryads anymore, Frost Armor is actually really good against Demon Hunter, who's about to die. Whew. Invul Pot, okay. He gets 1 Fiend kill, which is cute. But not enough.
Oh, sweet staff. Yeah, this MG is falling, just blocking with the statue and healing at the same time. Why not? Okay, might be able to save it. There we go. That's not too much moon juice left, and it's daytime. But ReMinD got back to 50 supply. But Happy is just way above. He is out of lumber, though. Needs a shredder, maybe.
Yeah, but even a Ziggurat coming up and a shop at the expansion, Nerup plus shop, really good solid defense. Happy knows he has a massive lead in this game. When you find yourself in a situation like this, what you want to do is check the boxes of how can I lose this game? There's only one or two ways to do that, and that's most of the time hero kill. So if Happy avoids that, this game is looking really good for him. This is the last attempt by ReMinD with a couple of bears and Dryades he's going in, but there's so much focus fire from these fiends. Way too much damage to... Yeah
just
damage
like
discrepancy, very apparent now at this point.
Just like the Mountain Giant before, the Abomination is soaking up a lot of damage. 3 fiends burrowed. Staff isn't ready. Demon Hunter a little exposed, but no mana anymore. Level 4 Lich. Just
Plus 4 intelligence! Now has Dark Ritual as well. The burns are always really good by ReMinD. He's managing the mana of Happy's heroes well. If he hadn't done that, this game would have been long over. As it is, he's holding on.
But not good enough to face Happy. These fights in the north and the early mid game, he just got wiped out there. Thank you, Emerald381, for the 2-month resub. So no coil, no nova, just right clicks. Staffs are ready, so hero focus shouldn't be too much of a thing, but the units will just suffer again. 1 Dryad dead. 2nd Dryad dead. 1 Fiend dies, okay. Sloppy play by Happy.
Even losing a 2nd unit.
Unforgivable mistakes.
Serious slump he's in now. Alright. This game's over. ReMinD is staying in this. Bit of micro-training perhaps. GG.
GG. Happy with the 1-0 lead. That's what we kind of expected. ReMinD just back for a couple of months. Not on the level yet, even though he's one of the hottest Night Elves and one of the most interesting Night Elves. But was no match yet.
Yeah. And it just felt like a normal game, and then first fight, and then boom, Happy completely in control.
Yeah. Sick fights, man. He's just really good with controlling these ghouls. There was a sick fight in the upper left. It felt like at the very same time he burrowed a fiend, he focused the bear, and he split his ghouls. How can you do this?
Yeah. And that on 180 ping or something like that.
Yeah. Like for me, it's 190 now. It should be a little better for him since he's closer to China. But still.
Yeah, something you always have to keep in mind. Happy here is the player with the worst ping by far
in the tournament.
But that hasn't stopped him from winning online tournaments before. Didn't manage to do that last week in the Huya, but there he still took 2nd place, also very respectable. Today, lost 0-2, dropped down to the lower bracket. That's not something we're used to see from Happy, but seems to be coming back strong. 1 map away now to make it to the lower bracket final. Concealed. Our 2nd map. How does ReMinD have to play differently here to have a better chance?
Well, I guess he will have more time in the early. There's no way for Happy to pull off the ghoul harass like he did on game 1. And maybe that's what he needs, you know? Happy is already scary. And then the game starts, you're not even 2 minutes in, and you have to react already. That was quite a sign of confidence, and threw ReMinD off a little. Maybe with a more peaceful early game, he'll have a better mid game, and then can do something in the late game.
Yeah, that should be expected. Demon Hunter will be starting off quickly with level 2. Hopefully he finds a bit more damage this time around. The ring can be okay for the late game, but especially against Happy, I feel like tank items are really low value because normally Happy never focuses heroes.
Yeah, very rarely. Even a Naga here, I mean, the double staff, it makes sense to not focus the heroes then. If you have so much damage against the bears anyway.
Yeah. Early level 3 is always an important power spike for Night Elf. Honestly, not that easy on this map. If you are not interfered with, it is certainly doable and not too hard, but if Happy should play aggressively, then the Demon Hunter won't have so easy over time. But it's also something that Happy certainly, that's his weakness. He's very predictable. And normally Happy, he creeps level 2 quickly and doesn't really play aggressively against Demon Hunter leveling. Normally it's Happy just leveling himself with heavy ghoul and especially skeleton usage. Maybe that's a way ReMinD can anticipate what's about to happen in the game and can fashion some nice timings, perhaps.
Or we see some super crazy plays. We've seen talents against Night Elf by ReMinD back in the day. But, I mean, it didn't work then. It shouldn't work now.
Yeah, talents against Undead is quite the bold
Remo,
choice.
You can cyclone all the heroes.
Yeah. Until they get dispelled from destroyers, and then Nova right-clicks and all the talents die instantly. Talents may still have a place against Orc, but against everything else, I'm not so sure.
Do you remember these games? I vividly remember how mean you were towards ReMinD when he just tried it. So much fun to cast.
How was it against one?
Supposed to work? This is never supposed to work.
Was it against 1-0 or 1-0 played Lich first with Frost Armor?
Yep.
Oh yeah, that was a brutal game.
That was a brutal game indeed.
Dude, that's a long time ago as well. That's like at least 3 years.
Yeah, I guess that was one of the reasons why ReMinD quit.
No, it wasn't. Don't put that on me.
Let me believe that.
So, Happy took a moment here after the first map. We are back now. Players are in, players are ready, and we should be ready to start this. Just a second.
Let's hope so. Okay, waiting for ReMinD. Here's the G. Will this result in a double G in the end? He would be eliminated with a 0-4. Haven't seen this too much here in this tournament so far. But maybe he surprises us all. It feels like he's back in the top 20 worldwide, but the skill difference of like top 20 and top 10 or even top 16 is really rough, really hard to close that gap. But
That's oftentimes the weird thing in the Warcraft pro scene. We have a lot of pros and a lot of really good players, but the really, really, really good players, like the top 6, it sometimes feels like they're just...
Top 6 is like, that's the Olymp.
Yeah,
How do you get there? Happy in 1-0 did it. Loliot is oftentimes close. 4-2 is oftentimes close.
Olympus, that's nice.
Yeah.
And all the other ones are like, you know, the demigods, where the gods were fucking around with immortals.
Yeah, that it does feel that way. You need to invest so much work and do need some talent to reach some plateaus. That's why some players are just grinding for years and can't really improve.
Dude, I hope we're gonna get another tier 1 player this year. That would be so cool.
I think we're pretty blessed already. Like, do we have 6 to 7 players who can win tournaments in other games? From all regions?
StarCraft, I think.
I don't know. I mean, there's several, and then it's not as dominant anymore. But I think,
especially throughout the span of years, like there have been tons of StarCraft champions. You know, with different players having heights at different times.
yeah. Through the years.
But in Warcraft 3, it's like seriously the last 5 years has been divided up between 6
Players'
players.
forces are under attack.
Yeah, that's true. That's a different thing. But it's cool that we are not having like the 3 guys anymore, like back in the day with Moon, Sky and Grubby. More diversity, I feel, than back then.
Yeah. So, here comes the demon, hoping for those gloves. I feel like those are the worst actually nowadays.
Me too.
Do scale good into the late game though. But early on, not so good.
Players' forces are under attack.
Circlet for the DK. Item that is always valuable. And this time we do have the happy build, by the way. Looking like a Tet Fiend build, but will be a 4th ghoul added in. Normally, at the moment he's only at 3.
It feels like ReMinD is in pretty much every single matchup willing to take a lot of hits on his DH. Don't you think that as well? Like on Last Refuge, his creep route uses the DH to tank against the natural expansion. Here he did that with the turtle for the fast level 2.
Haven't noticed that too much myself lately. Or yet. But yeah, you could certainly be right. I think especially against Undead it's a good idea. Because Undead has by far the lowest aggression potential in the early out of all the races. So you can blast through that moon juice pretty liberally. Happy, by the way, found 2 int items. That is excellent. Precisely what he wants for his 2nd hero and maybe 3rd hero. We do have 4 ghouls now, by the way, so this is the patented Happy build. 4 ghouls into fiends.
Yeah,
And destroyers.
These items are pretty much a free coil for Happy. Demon Hunter again investing into boots, huh? Oh, just the circlet. And again, tanking with the demon, stealing Happy's shop away.
Happy with a pretty sneaky creep here himself, going for the lab. With plenty of normal damage from the ghouls. Costs a lot of lumber though, effectively, for him. Is he making more ghouls? Yeah, 1 more, okay. So this is normally the deviation from Happy. Sometimes 4, sometimes 5 ghouls, depending on how heavy he wants to creep. And again, we see Happy prioritizes creeping himself, not interested in slowing down the demon's creeping. I still feel like Night Elves don't abuse this too much. Like against Happy, you can creep really, really greedy because he doesn't want to harass you. He just wants to creep himself.
Speaking of creeping greedy, we haven't seen a Warden by ReMinD in his meta versus human, nor here versus undead, which is what Lolai does sometimes. We see it in Europe as well. I wonder why that is. Does he not feel confident with the Warden? Because that seems to be a very successful build in the right hands.
Against undead, it's so hard though. Like
Yeah.
Warden against human already is so hard. But like making it work against undead, I've not seen anyone do that other than Lolai in forever.
That's oftentimes the case, but against human, the others are catching up.
Players' forces are under attack.
Colorful Moon. Maybe ReMinD needs some more time.
He's blocking the Overlord a little bit here. Is that a surround? With Shadow Melt? Oh, nice. Cute little move. Big item here, but still no level 3 demon. This leveling progress is honestly pretty slow by the first hero for ReMinD, but he's hoping for the big item now. And this takes quite a while.
What is up with the +4 items? When was the last time we got an aura from one of these camps?
Infi found plenty of auras, I believe.
Oh yeah. Bigger heal, a bigger mana for Happy, very nice. Stealing the natural away from ReMinD, also very nice. Crystal Ball, Lich, Slaughterhouse, tier 3 tech. For Happy, everything is in order. I think if he gets time to creep, totally fine for him.
Happy is creeping super fast. And an early level 4 DK is actually really, really nice, especially if you have quick snap reactions in micro, which he most certainly does have. Because your quick reactions will get even more value with a higher movement speed.
Town is under siege.
Demon level 3 finally. Big mana pot for the Naga as well. Oh, Happy a little bit supply stuck. Perhaps because of low lumber. After all, he was bringing out ghouls quite heavily for creeping. So still no fiends for Happy. He was creeping super heavily just with the ghouls and skeletons.
A player's forces are under
Okay,
attack.
that could help ReMinD with the early Dryads, since there's no piercing damage. Second red spot for him as well, but creeping a inner fire dragon at the fountain without an orb, that does take some time.
Yeah, this doesn't look that efficient, honestly.
Nope.
But he's getting good experience and item here. How much he would have loved to have an orb here. Item is...
Lionhorn. Okay.
Oh, that's nice. That's very nice.
Lich inventory is nice. We're gonna get another one here. We have a statue out, the number 1. Now the Fiend transition is complete.
Not a single unit died yet. This is a very peaceful game so far. Well, outside of the creeps, of course. Here we go, level 4 DK. Level 2 for the Aura. Lich has a very good inventory. Gonna be boosted up by the Orb in a second as well.
And oftentimes, Night Elves feel like it's the key to success to focus the Lich with the parry up and the circlet and the big healing, the big mana. Probably not the best idea. Naga second now. Good to control the Demon Hunter.
Yeah. Invul Potion probably also gonna be required here on both sides. We see it on Happy, gets the level 2 on the Lich. That most likely will be Frost Armor. That's his preferred choice nowadays. Demon's still far away from 4, and I feel like that's due to his slow early game progress.
Naga level 3 for fast Fork Lightning and also Potion of Greater Mana. Not as great as last time, but still 510 results in quite some electrocutes.
Was Happy really gonna fight into the main, into the shop, into the Moonwells? That
Moonwell's
can easily
filled,
turn into an
filled to the
overextension.
brim. We have Reju, we have Orb.
Forces are under attack.
And this feels good to be ReMinD right now.
We're quickly running out of creeps here on Concealed. The red camp at the right-hand side fountain is the only big camp remaining. All the other ones are just itsy-bitsy green ones. ReMinD needs to be careful about his positioning. Can't be flanked on the archers, they die like flies.
Dryads can attack the Destroyer. Oh, that Naga! Focus Fire immediately dispels the Reju. Of course he does, but there's no dispel for this Raw now.
Yeah, that was nicely timed here by ReMinD. Once again going for the Destroyer, but the big mana is invested. The Destroyer remains alive and the Dryads are dying quickly. Dryads not being microed back at all. Staff comes in. Finally the Naga almost dies. Less than half a second with the cold arrow coming in. That would have been her death. And again, Happy finds a favorable fight. With that, able to claim the last big camp on the map. And with that lead, might even be thinking about an expansion now.
It's such a great position for him now. He doesn't have Web yet, but alright. Getting creature upgrades. ReMinD, what do you do from this position on? You will fight uphill throughout the entire game. Naga level 2 intensifies the nuke. Coil Nova Fork Lightning. To embrace as an item for the shop, I guess. Yeah, these bears will just melt if they are focused.
And that fight, ReMinD got punished really hard for his Destroyer attack commitment. Normally you want to take out the ghouls first because they die the easiest, but ghouls were allowed to survive there pretty long. And when they reach the archers along with everything else, they die very fast. Happy now looking in a great position. 4, 3, 2 levels. And even the Naga is getting close to 3.
Can someone
he's
save
rich.
these poor bears? What are they supposed to do? They will be extinct in seconds.
Just like in real life.
Okay. Good scouting by ReMinD, I guess. But same for Happy. His ReMind's only big chance is a sneaky expansion. He has the bottom right
Players'
covered.
forces are under
He
attack.
poked into the middle a couple of times to make sure, just like right now, that there is no expansion. And he expands himself.
AP coming up, trying to anchor somewhat of a siege up here. At least reminds of 50 supply. No upgrades, by the way. I think you should go for one. ReMinD has plenty of gold, actually. And Happy not yet in upkeep. So this next fight, if ReMinD takes a really good one, cancels the expansion, might not be looking too bad for the Korean.
The IP is not really in time. What's the inventory? Heal potion at Invul. No TP. Naga, nothing. Is it double staff again? No. How does he support this Naga?
Yeah, she is super vulnerable. ReMinD, by the way, one of the only Night Elves who doesn't give over the boots to the Naga. Which I like a lot, because I think Demon Hunter is only a real demon with boots.
A player's forces are under
But the Demon Hunter doesn't need the boots if you have Cold Arrow on your target.
With the level 2 aura, running away. Also for the running in and out for mana burn. It's really important. Of which we've been seeing very little, by the way.
Yes.
The demon running forward, burning, running back, reju, burning, reju, burning, reju, stuff
Yeah,
like that.
we've seen more annoying Demon Hunters. And these APs without Nature's Blessing, bye-bye.
10 supply lead now, though, by ReMinD. He knows where the opponent is. Waiting for more items. Heal scroll. ReMinD has a really nice power spike right now. This could be a good fight for him.
Okay, let's see. ReMinD hasn't lost too much gold to upkeep yet. So this might be his best moment. There's the mana burn. Level 2 Demon Hunter as well. Good inventory. Naga still exposed, but Happy focuses on the bears. Kill number 1. Has to be careful with the staff as he only has one. Focus fire on the Demon Hunter so hard. Rules are falling too. Happy just wants these bears gone.
Well, they find the connection towards the Fiends. One of the bears is gonna die. Second one dropping really quick, but Happy has to TP out, losing 2 Fiends. And the power play, the power spike is working out for ReMinD. He forces the opponent away. Will be canceling the expansion again. And there was some nice kills.
Yeah. Happy down in experience. 4 and 3 cancels the expansion for the second time. That was way better than expected. And now it's Happy the one to break upkeep. Happy, of course, the one with the experience with the third hero. 4-3-3. But yeah, with... And we all know Happy isn't the hero focus fan. But with this Naga, wasn't that an invitation?
It is dangerous, though. If you commit to her kill and you don't get it, then suddenly your entire army is standing inside the bears, and Fiends take tons of damage. But yeah, this Naga is definitely a weak point. No question about that.
3 Fiends queued. And ReMinD is not trying to expand at all. No.
Oh, look at the Invis Archer looking for the expo. It's pretty cool.
Ah,
He's
special.
gonna lose that fight, though.
Special ReMinD tricks. He did that on AI way in the back. Do you remember? Invis archers on the hill.
I don't think so.
She was so brave.
Not really any big hero levels around the corner. Everyone still needs quite a bit more. I guess the Naga for ReMinD is somewhat close to 4. Which can be a nice one for the level 2 Cold Arrow.
Again the Mountain Giant. Plus resistance skin. So he can't be nuked. Or just reduced.
Wait, does he have the other one?
Hardened skin? Not sure. I haven't seen it. Chat, did
That
you
one
see
is-
it in the bottom right?
That one's way more important. Costs more lumber as well, though, and lumber ReMinD doesn't have too much of, which also makes expanding not too easy. Supply-wise, though, we're pretty much dead even. Happy, interestingly, moving out away from his expo, has no vision, so he has no idea if the army of his opponent is going towards the expo to cancel that. Triple invul, by the way, and a TP, and a heal scroll, so Happy's pretty safe. This is a big morph. This is a big push. Happy looking really strong here.
Happy in the law for big destroyer numbers. It is, once again, a lot of moon juice. This time, super wells. Mountain Giant runs into the arms of this army, maybe trying to save this one moon well. Works for now. Getting backstabbed, but the bear again out. One Dryad falls. One bear in adept mode, transitioning only now. All these bears, these destroyers are strong.
2 Dryads taken out right away. The Naga, now he sees the weak point. Fork Lightning, Coil Nova, everything coming in, and he didn't have enough health or any items to survive that. And with the second hero dead, this is quickly going from bad to worse for ReMinD. Still 50 supply, but 14 of that is MGs, which do no damage. It's all down to the demon to somehow do this with 1 hero versus 3. Obvious looking grim now for the Knight of even level 5 for the DK. It might be time for the level 3 aura as he's getting burned over and over. Happy is pushing forward. Didn't lose much at all. He may actually have lost nothing yet. I'm not sure. He lost 1 destroyer, I guess. But amazing trade for the Russian, finding more and more kills. These bears are just melting. Melting! Like snow in the Sahara.
Okay, man. There's 2 invo potions, so no hero will really die. Frost armor coming into play. Last bit of Moon Juice. Demon Hunters fighting bravely, but without any chance of victory anymore. Happy is just too good. Moving everything that's hurt back to the fountain. Forced into the invul now, but okay.
Yeah, I still think MGs are a waste in this matchup.
Yeah.
Unless you have like 4.
Yeah.
Oh, Demon! Is he gonna let him die?
He has an invul. Oh, uses the last bit of Moon Juice. Nice little play. But these Dryads at the moment, they just feed the undead heroes. As Fiends take them out so quickly. Same kind of goes for the bears, and the destroyers come back from the fountain. Hail Mary onto the DK, but there's instantly Frost Armor. Good burrows overall, and there's no way out for the Demon Hunter with that. Both heroes dead. GG! ReMinD eliminated 0-4, and Happy advances to the lower bracket final, where he will meet either 1-0 again or Chimiko for the first time today.
I wonder who he would prefer. Probably Chimiko.
Yes, I think...
I have seen Chimiko beat Happy before, but I think that was all only ladder games. And ladder is only ladder.
But
yeah.
Chimiko, he played them on WGL, no? And destroyed him? Wasn't he in a group with Chimiko and Sock?
No, Chimiko was Group D with Hitman.
I mean, the one before.
Ah.
Pretty sure they played.
Ah, the round of 8?
Yeah?
I don't remember.
Let me look it up real quick. No, actually, you're right. They only met in cups. I thought I had this in my head. The stats are 17-1 in favor of Happy, by the way. 10-0 in series.
Pretty good.
Yeah, so he does have a good track record against both of his possible opponents. With the slightly higher ping today, maybe he would prefer the human as Undead Mirror, of course. Very, very micro-intensive. Not saying that human versus Undead isn't, but against 1-0. Maybe you want the best ping possible against Chimiko. You can find other ways around that. But first, we have to decide the 7th player for the playoffs. Who's gonna join Lolite Soin, Moon Focus, Fly, Infi in the round of 8? We'll tell you after a little break. See you in a bit.